me! What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Thtman.x. And, bruh, we're reacting to this comeback should have been impossible. I believe that if you're watching this, you probably know what happened with the Spurs. They had the sell of a lifetime, bro. I was watching this game, bro, and I'm like, oh yeah, they got this in the bag. I was thinking like, should I go back in my room and play the game? But I was like, nah, I'm gonna watch it all the way through, cause I know how sports work, bro. It's either you got, you know what I'm saying, like especially basketball, bro. I watched so many teams just come back from a lot of deficits, and I already knew that. And I watched I didn't watch it, but I seen that the New York Knicks had a comeback like that already. But I'm thinking, that's not happening to the Spurs. But it happened to the Spurs. I really don't know how you blow that, bro. If you have me on the court, no, first of all, De'Aaron Fox, I'm gonna call you Osama Fox. I'm gonna call you Osama Fox. Cause man, De'Aaron Bin Laden. I ain't gonna lie, boy. You man, wow. Banned. If man. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I know you didn't go to sleep that night. Boy, I would have deleted my phone. I could only imagine. If they lose this year, I can only imagine the threat you're about to get. Your DMs are about to be flooded for at least 5 years. This just stains your whole career. This stains your career. Man, though. Man, De'Aaron. I'm gonna call you Osama Fox. But we about to watch this, man. We about to watch how this comeback was impossible. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Osama Fox.
Going down 3-1 in the NBA Finals is virtually a death sentence.
Right.
Throughout the 79 final series in NBA history, 38 of them reached the dreaded 3-1 deficit, and only one team has come back from it.
Bro. I could come back from that in 2K.
And with that being the case, it was imperative that the San Antonio Spurs won Game 4 on Wednesday night in Madison Square Garden to prevent going down 3-1 in the series and give themselves a real chance to win an NBA title. And that's exactly what they were on track to doing. Through the first half of Game 4, Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs put together arguably their best half of the entire season.
That is a fact.
Record-breaking efficiency, stifling defense, and a first half of basketball so dominant that it earned them the third largest lead going into the half in the history of the finals.
They look really, really good.
76-49, a 27-point chasm separating them and the New York Knicks. An impossibly large deficit for the Knicks to overcome. In fact, the largest comeback ever achieved in the finals was 24 points.
Wow.
So, barring literally the worst half of basketball in the history of the finals, the Spurs were all but guaranteed to tie up the series going back into San Antonio with the wins at their back and all the momentum leading into Game 5.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking this is going to be similar to like the Milwaukee and the Suns series. You know what I'm saying? That Milwaukee, they was down 2-0, then they was going to swipe through, because bro, the games that they lost, they gave those games to them, bro. I feel like they're a better team, and they're a way younger team. I feel like, bro, it's just like they're just giving away these games, bro. They're just giving away these games.
What transpired over the next 24 minutes of game time was literally the worst half of basketball in the history of the finals.
I could have played better.
It's gone! It's gone! With 1.2 remaining, Knicks take the lead. Bedlam here at the Garden. They can't believe it. The greatest comeback in NBA playoff history.
Crazy.
Today's video is sponsored by where to find the best tickets for everything.
Shout out YouTube Premium.
Tickets only on SeatGeek.
Showing a diagram. That's what it's called, right? A denominator? I don't know.
What you are looking at is a graph of the live win probability from Game 4 of the NBA Finals, according to Inpredictable.com. The San Antonio Spurs played so well in the first half that by the end of the first quarter, the Knicks' win probability was already just 17.6%. By halftime, the Knicks' win probability fell to just 1.5%. And with about 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, their probability of winning this game was just 1%. Percent. Unfortunately for the Spurs, basketball is more than just a game of probability.
It's a game of runs. That's crazy. They win percentage so crazy it barely fit on the damn graph.
Ladies and gentlemen, is a visual representation of the greatest comeback in the history of the finals, and quite possibly the history of the NBA. Because what the Knicks did on Wednesday night wasn't just improbable, it should have been impossible. How in the world did the Knicks pull this off? Well, you have to see it to believe it.
Crazy.
Johnson goes in hard.
Put me on the court. I promise you, bro. If I'm on a court around that time after Josh Hart missed that, we're not losing that game. You wanna know why? Because I'm not doing what De'Aaron Fox did. I'm not running trying to hit a layup. I'm gonna run out, bro. De'Aaron Fox probably one of the fastest dudes on the court, bro. I don't know, bro. I think I'm just smart, bro. Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I never punched a bed so hard. I feel bad for my bed for what I did after he did that. He caught hammer fist, straight hammer fist. You thought I was the UFC.
Of a catastrophic meltdown by the Spurs all started right about here. With just under 9 minutes left in the third quarter, down
look at that. That's damn near 80 points.
Brings the ball down the court and feeds OG Anunoby for an easy dunk. The Knicks playing with a tangible sense of urgency considering their circumstance. The Spurs rebuttal.
Coming back with a little more fight.
A contested 25-footer 4 seconds into the shot clock. Tim Legler was on the call, and his commentary on this possession could not have been more spot on.
And right now, Mike Brown doesn't mind those quick threes by the Spurs. Even if they go in, you want to speed this game up to give your team more possessions.
Just moments later, Jalen Brunson hits a three, putting the Knicks on a 7-0 scoring run, while Taylor Swift cosplays as an actual Knicks fan. Spurs call.
I'm about to say, I thought she was from like Connecticut or something, bro. She support every winning team. She support. Let me see where she from, bro. I know this off topic. Let me see. Where is Taylor Swift from? Wyoming, Pennsylvania? Gang. Nigga, Travis Kelce don't play on the Knicks? How the hell? Since when she been coming, bro? Biggest bandwagon I seen in my life. Oh my goodness.
Still intact for now. Just a couple possessions later, after a miss from Brunson, the Spurs come down and get into a two-man game with Wemby setting a screen for De'Aaron Fox. Wemby pops out, and Fox passes the ball to absolutely no one. Knicks ball, we're going the other way. Fortunately for San Antonio, the Knicks do not convert on this possession, so the Spurs have a chance to come down and extend their lead back up to 25. With another deep, wildly contested three-pointer that, of course,
hell nah, man.
The Knicks, on the other hand, come down, move the ball around until they find OG in the corner for this open look. The lead now
Timeout.
19. Knicks on a 10-0 run. At this point, one can only assume the Spurs will probably stop shooting early shot clock threes and really get into their half-court offense, right?
Points Brunson with 22. They got 44 to 62. Johnson wide open. Can't hit.
Call a timeout.
Well, at least on the next possession, the Spurs do a better job at getting into something that resembles a coherent offensive set.
Fox step back three.
It's another
man. Get him out of the lead, bro.
And another miss. What's worse than another missed three?
Cornette checks in. Hart tries a three.
Giving
Call a
up another
timeout.
three on the other end, just 27 seconds
Call a
later.
timeout.
The Knicks now on a 13-0 run. Eventually, the Spurs got back on track and maintained their lead over the next 6
Oh my
minutes.
goodness,
Slowly
I
working
forgot
around the
about it.
clock
I don't
and
even
holding
remember
off the
seeing
Knicks,
that.
which in and of
Bang.
itself was a miracle considering how poorly they were playing. Throughout the third quarter, the Spurs attempted 20 shots. They hit 4 of them. In
Wow.
fact, they had more turnovers than they did made shots in the quarter.
Boom,
At the start
boom.
of the quarter, the Spurs had a 27-point lead. By the end of it, their lead was just 15. But that was some of the worst basketball the Spurs had played all season, especially considering the first half they just put up. It would take an unprecedented, horrific collapse to follow up that third quarter with an even worse fourth quarter.
Cornette checks in. Hart tries a three. Hart hits a three. Suddenly it's cut to 16. That's 13 straight points. Alvarado
Bang.
tries a three.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. They were just hitting everything, bro.
Beautiful pass inside. Bridges backs it
I ain't gonna lie, yeah, coach, you gotta call a timeout, bro.
Towns off the
I remember that. Yeah, I would have smack on the back of his neck. He put his leg out to get that foul. I don't think he got it though. Look, kicked his leg out. Call the timeout. Coach.
You ever
Coach.
watch a game and see some stuff that
Coach.
can only be attributed to what feels like?
As soon as they hit 10, I'm calling that timeout.
Despite the adjustments, despite the attention to detail or the effort, it just seems like there's an outcome that is destined to happen. This was one of those games. After having one of the greatest offensive halves in playoff history, regardless of the looks the Spurs got, they struggled to get them to fall. And regardless of the looks the Knicks got, they couldn't seem to miss.
Man.
After another run from the Knicks, the Spurs lead is now cut to just 11 points.
I'm gonna lie, if they win,
Some of this can be attributed.
they gotta put a Jalen Brunson jersey on the Mona Lisa. Damn, not the Mona Lisa. What's the thing called? Damn. What's the big statue in Statue of Liberty?
Attributed to experience. Some of it can be attributed to focus and sticking to a game plan. And some of it is sheer luck. But when you're witnessing a professional basketball player doing a balancing act, tiptoeing the backcourt in the midst of a historic comeback before heaving the ball to the opposing team, one may begin to believe there's a greater force at work here. I am sitting at home on the other side of the country, and I can physically feel the Knicks' momentum from my couch.
That's what I said.
Down the court,
Oh,
the
I'm
Knicks
on
got
my
the
bed
ball
though.
cat in the corner. But he's got Wemby on, the defensive player of the year, one of the best defenders of all time.
Nick was
Surely
not
he
Nick.
doesn't
Cat was
just
dropping
go
his nuts.
right at him and get another bucket here.
Towns fakes, strides on Wemby, goes inside, stops, flips it up, shot is good.
Of course he does. The lead, now just 9 points. Madison Square Garden
Just
is
call
in
it-
mass
just
hysteria.
start punching.
With a chance to swing the game back in their favor, the Spurs come back down the court. And considering their circumstance and what has occurred over the last 18 minutes, do you think they, A, work the ball around until they get a good look, B, feed the ball to their 7'5" alien superstar rolling to the basket, or C, do the exact same thing that got him into this mess and take another early 3-pointer?
Let's see what De'Aaron Fox do.
Away. Fox picks up his dribble.
Kicks.
Champagnie can't get it.
If you said option C, you are correct.
Well,
Look,
obviously.
the Spurs forced a turnover on the other end.
Okay.
They've got another chance to build this lead back up on the fast break. Any guesses as to what they will do on this crucial, potentially momentum-swinging possession?
Let's take a good guess.
Castle may have gotten a piece of it. Fox kicks it out.
I ain't gonna lie.
Inside, three-pointer.
I don't know if I'm a bad point guard. I chose the same thing. I seen him open. I seen it. Do I agree with him taking that shot? I don't know, but like I passed it to him. Like I would have passed it to him too.
You can't make it up.
Nah.
And on the other end, Jalen Brunson.
But it's not a
works his
bad
way
shot,
and
though. He
makes
just
a
gotta
tough
make it.
layup off the glass to shrink the lead to just 7. The Knicks are now on a 17-4 run against the youngest, most inexperienced finals team in league history. Now would probably be a good time to call a timeout.
Fox searching. Anunoby on in. Fox steps back, jump shot, puts it up.
Tear. Oh, I can't even say that.
Tips it out of bounds. Nick Ball.
Or not.
Osama
the Knicks
Fox.
come back down the other way and immediately set a screen for Brunson. Why is Wemby guarding a 6'0" Jose Alvarado 20 feet away from the basket? I don't know. But after the switch, he's now on Brunson. But now he's dropping back to play strong side help with Champagnie in the corner. The Knicks swing the ball to the other wing, and there's Wemby right on time to help. And guarding this corner man is Champagnie. But wait, he
Like,
was supposed to be in the opposite corner.
I'm about to say, like,
which
look
means
at bro.
someone's open.
Off the bounce. Corner three. Anunoby. Bang! 4-point game. Timeout, San Antonio.
One possession game. Mitch Johnson realizes he has the autonomy to call a timeout. Larry David is losing his mind, and the world is ending. Or at least it feels like it is, if you're a Spurs fan. But there's still hope. After trading a few...
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I'm a Spurs player, bro, this would have pissed me like gang. Man, like I couldn't even sleep, bro. Like I was, you know how I was stunned. I'm not even a fan of neither of these teams. I'm a Wizards fan. I know I can't say too much. But like, gang, like I'm rooting. How do I put it? I'm rooting for the Spurs, but I would not hate to see the Knicks win because I want to see how their fans react. But after I seen how the Knicks fans reacted after they lost, it made me think like, yeah, I want to see the Spurs win because I want to see how I look. You want to see them terrorize the city.
buckets, the Spurs maintain their 4-point
But
lead until there's about 2:20 left on the clock, and Jalen Brunson hit this three over Wemby.
Shot clock at 5. Brunson fires up a 3. Pumps it in! 1-point game! This building is shaking right now!
You ever see a dagger that wasn't a game winner or a go-ahead bucket? Well, you just did, because it is now just a 1-point game.
I was say they took the momentum.
Shock. How do I know this? Because on the very next possession, De'Aaron Fox,
Oh,
the team
Osama Fox.
veteran, a starting point guard in the NBA Finals, did this.
What did Osama do? Osama Fox. Bomba cloud.
After 2 quarters of some of the most appalling basketball you've ever seen, this should have been the nail in the coffin for the Spurs and their hopes of winning this game.
Josh Hart, ahead of the pack, lays it up.
And he missed. I remember that, yep. Josh Hart almost got banned from the city.
It wasn't. Miraculously, Josh Hart missed this wide-open layup that would have put the Knicks up by 1. And despite their best efforts to lose it, the Spurs still have the lead. And on the very next possession, Wemby gets fouled and sent to the line to shoot 2
You want to know what
free
he
throws.
did?
Now,
He forgot how to shoot.
Free throw shooter with a career playoff free throw percentage of 85%. He's also the future face of the NBA in a potential legacy-defining moment of his career. Under most circumstances, this trip to the line would put the Spurs up by 3 points. But this is far from most circumstances.
And got that up on the glass. Credit Castle for creating those footsteps.
Lights got too bright.
Wembanyama misses a free throw. The greatest comeback in NBA Finals history. Missed them both.
0 for 2. The lead, still just 1 point. Or at least, it was.
Get 6. Castle on him now.
And then the mighty midget.
Dribble. Drives inside. Goes up. Floaters up. It's good.
Calling him a midget. He like 5 inches taller than me.
22 remaining.
For the first time throughout this entire game, the Knicks take the lead with just over a minute left on the clock. If this game ended right here, what you just witnessed is already the most improbable, most unbelievable sequence of events in the history of the finals. But somehow, despite there being just a minute 22 left on the clock, this game is far from over. Thanks to a pair of free throws from Thtman Castle, the Spurs regain a
Shout out to him.
lead with just 30 seconds left on the clock.
But
And
little
on
do
the
you
very
know,
next possession, this happens.
the most fluke thing I ever seen in my life.
Drive the floaters up. Shot won't go. Rebound deflected. In the backcourt. Fox has
Oh, I forgot. Oh my, that is what happened. I forgot. I'm thinking about the tipping. Look at, this boy is my blood. You did. Ah, hold up.
won't go. Rebound deflected. In the backcourt.
It had to be you. You want to know what I was thinking, bro? He was probably thinking like, man, I pooped the bucket. I pooped the bed. I'm having a horrible game. Let me be a Spurs hero and let me get this layup. He probably thought somebody was gonna let him free. No, look at this.
Pause it.
Osama Fox.
NBA players are the best basketball players on the planet.
Yes.
In spite of this, they still often make mistakes. And in the finals,
That's not a
these
mistake.
mistakes tend to live on in infamy. For every great, career-defining playoff moment, there are equally as many infamous blunders that stick with a player long after they retire. What you're about to witness is one of those mistakes.
Fox has it inside. Blocked by Anunoby. 9 seconds remaining.
No, you gotta rewind that.
Has it inside.
Let's not dribble it out. Let's not, like, man.
Blocked by Anunoby. 9 seconds remaining.
I don't want to be too hard on him, bro. I know he's going through a lot right now, bro.
With less than 14
He's going through a
seconds
lot
to
right
go,
now, bro. I know his
the
mental
Spurs
probably
were up
messed
by
up, bro.
with possession
I can only imagine the threats he
De'Aaron
got.
Fox could have wasted time off the clock and forced the Knicks to foul. He could have called a timeout. He could have cleared it out and passed it to a teammate. Instead, he went up for a layup and got blocked.
That's a foul.
One more chance to win this game. But of all the unlikely things to occur in this game to bring us to this point, converting on a bucket with less than 6 seconds on the clock, down 1, in the finals, is about as unlikely as any. Dating back to 1997, the beginning of the play-by-play era, there have only been 6 go-ahead baskets in the finals with less than 6 seconds left in the game.
What's up, play-by-play?
These buckets cemented as some of the
I
most
don't know play-by.
legacy-defining moments
The gaming studio?
in modern NBA history. Even after their historic, unprecedented comeback, the Knicks still had to pull off what has only happened 6 times in the last 30 years. What are the odds that they can pull it off? About as unlikely as everything that led them to this point.
The most BS thing I've ever seen in my life. I remember I seen people saying that he was supposed to box him out. He was. Yeah, man, De'Aaron. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I don't want to be too hard on bro, because like I said, bro, he probably going through a lot. But somebody got to check his phone. You have to check his phone, check his parlays, check who he's tapped in with. Osama Fox.
In his comeback in NBA playoff history, the Knicks pull off a miracle comeback and lead it 3 games to 1.
Wait, let's talk about that too. Man, this pass was horrible. Stephon Castle got so open. That pass was like horrendous.
And that, my friends, is the greatest comeback in NBA history.
Man. Wow. Man, that was crazy, man. Hopefully they bounce back today. Today's the day where they get their last chance. Well, or this could possibly be their last chance. Fox, please take off that turban, Brody. Like, comment, subscribe to all that good stuff. Shout out to everybody.